Hello and welcome to today's devotion for Tuesday, the 19th of January. Several years ago now, I noticed that there was a particular part of my body that didn't seem to be working quite right. So I went to the doctors, who referred me to Jimmy's, or rather St James's Hospital in Leeds, which was then my local hospital, and the doctor referred me there for an examination. I had to then return a few weeks later for a further examination and for some minor treatment. When I returned the second time, I was slightly embarrassed because whatever it was that had needed treating was no longer a problem. The examination simply revealed that all was well and nothing needed to be done. And I was slightly embarrassed because I was thinking, all you medical staff looking after me, I hope you don't think that I'm wasting your time. There was something wrong before, honest. It just seems to have sorted itself out. I was also very relieved that all was now well and continued to be okay, and I didn't have to go back again. It was only several years later when I was helping lead an Alpha course, and we got to the session entitled "Does God Heal Today?" that it occurred to me to wonder whether God had anything to do with the fact that my body seemed to have sorted itself out without needing any medical intervention. Perhaps that had been my very own miracle, and my response to it at the time to have completely missed the fact and to have been a bit embarrassed about it. Praise God if it was a miracle, and praise God too if it did just sort itself out by chance. Does God heal today? I'm pretty sure that God does. There's another story I've shared with some of you before. It's 4 summers ago now that my mum fell when we were on holiday in Northumberland. She banged her head quite hard and ended up in hospital, where she was diagnosed with a bleed on the brain. Things worsened, and me and my dad ended up having that dreadful conversation with the consultant, where we were told that they didn't think that there was anything more that they could do for her. It would take a miracle for her to get back anywhere near to the quality of life that she had before this happened, said the consultant. It would take a miracle. In those words, there was a gleam of light in that dark moment. I know someone who does miracles, I thought, and began to pray and to contact everyone I could think of who would pray for my mum. Overnight there was a miracle. My mum began to wake up and she began to speak. It was a long, bumpy journey back to recovery, but my mum got there. Does God heal today? I'd say so. Today's reading from Luke chapter 4 verses 31 to 42 tells of Jesus preaching with authority and healing many people. Verse 40, at sunset the people brought to Jesus all who had various kinds of illness, and laying his hands on each one, he healed them. This really isn't just a story in a book. The hymn for today is 653 in Singing the Faith, a hymn by Fred Pratt Green, and this is the first verse. O Christ the healer, we have come to pray for health, to plead for friends. How can we fail to be restored when reached by love that never ends? I wonder, what stories do you have to tell of Christ the healer ministering to you and to your loved ones? God bless you today as you ponder that question.